NAWCQ is going to be revving up here. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of market changes here, and later this afternoon, a special video on everything that I kind of saw popping up on my timeline that looks like it's going to be relevant for the market as well. So let's pass on over to Saturday Market Watch, shall we? Don't make 30% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Got to give a quick shout out here to Kong's Cards. Remember, use discount code MCO40 down here. They have plenty of cheap product if you just want to set on some stuff. We have Spanish Saiho, the Circuit Breaker at 32, Flame of Destruction at 39. We also have some Rise of the Duelist here for 50 a box. They also have Chaos Impact here as well in both Spanish and Portuguese, and Rise of the Duelist as well for collectability. So lots of really cool things that I think you might want to at least give a shot and see if there's anything that you want here. Like I said, use code MCO40 saving your purchase. Well, here's something that I bet you didn't think that you would see today. Rekindlings, super rares from Turbo Pack 3. This is the best part, by the way. So these moved out on like 7/6. These got literally cratered off the market. All the $25 to $30 copies are gone, and you're left with, you guessed it, $48 copies, and then a $750 PSA 10, which is never going to sell. But you know, that's neither here nor there. So why did this happen? Well, the new Fire Witch archetype, or the new Witch archetype, what people are suspecting is, you know, your new Fallen of Albaz lore here, we saw go crazy terminal in terms of value, and I think that this was a crazy buyout, but this is stuck. I've checked this at least once for each day this week, and it has cruise controlled very, very steadily for this. So yeah, the new fire monster, I believe one or two of them can be rekindled out, and I guess that was a trigger for people going crazy on this. And then of course the rest of the rekindlings here. I mean, yeah, look at this. Like, this is crazy. Dual terminals are also in the same shape right now, actually. If you haven't paid attention to these, you have a $10 one and then a $5 one and a $5 one, and then, you know, they're back at the top status quo of buyouts, which is wild. And then of course, I mean, Mystic Fighters, even these are getting low in quantity. So very, very interesting just to see, you know, like, people kind of turning their heads here and going, oh my gosh, you know, like, Rekindling has viability, right? I don't think that this is like crazy, but it's enough that it's got the community kind of stirring and going, wow. All right. And of course, with the new archetype of level 1 monsters, there's always going to be the, oh my gosh, you know, you need to be aware of, you know, level 1 good stuff. Yes you do. As of right now, where are thous? I mean, the OTS versions are back down relatively cheap, and this is actually pretty good, because considering with all the purely like interactions and things that we saw people going nuts for here, these have definitely calmed down from their former $2 to $3. I mean, it's still $2 basically after shipping, but that's good. Every other version of Where Art Thou is also extremely cheap, so I'd consider that a fairly good win here. And of course, 1 for 1. The Advent Calendar versions, these have actually dropped down. We had a market price at $8.50, back down to about $7. The 2010 tin versions here, I see that we have a mod play for $3-4 bucks. These super rares have dipped down pretty strongly, actually. This is honestly the one I prefer to play for my own personal taste, but there's some other decent versions. Legendary Collection version here, $5, and then the rest of the 1 for 1s push on down here. You pick up your version that you want to have, but to be honest with you, I think for the most part that the Legendary Collection version, and I personally like the tin version, and then of course the Advent Calendar being the most recent printing, I actually think is the most expensive one, which is hilarious. Ah, yes, the fall down or the fall back on the Sun Avalon hype. We didn't really see too much of a spin up right now for Sun Avalon stuff, but Dryas has had a little bit of an uptick considering from where they were. They were like, what, $3 to $4 at this stage, and you're settling back up to about the $5.49 mark. Gamer's Choice is going to have the line in the sand for a very long time at $5.49, all real things considered. I don't think you're, obviously when you see large quantities like that in the sand, it does help maintain keeping the market down relatively easily. So I think that that's actually a good win for the most part here. That's going to stop this stuff from going pretty terminal. Rika Glamours, also people like, oh my gosh, you know, like, he's going crazy. No, they're like $10 for the originals, or you can get Maze of Memories versions for $3 to $4. I'd personally just get the Ultra reprints because, you know, 3 of those were about the cost of one secret rare glamour. But, you know, people want to have their higher rarity stuff. I understand the collectability aspect of things. It's a little bit dumb out here. Novelist Restaurant at the Table. These have been very, very low, and I'm going to continue to mention these because it's not like copies of these aren't disappearing off the market. Actually, look at all the copies that just moved on 7/7 here, which was literally yesterday. You had a decent amount of people coming through and picking these up, and I'm still going to continue to be on record to say this. More and more people are going to continue to look at this card as because it's so cheap. And cheap, you know, things that, yeah, you might have to work a little bit of a competitive side for is always going to be a good thing, but for the most part, that's what we're starting to see here at this stage in time. So you gotta love cheap cards. And I mean, same thing here with the Voici le carte, or today's menu here. Same thing. Look how many people came through literally just yesterday and picked up. You had multiple playsets across the market here moving, which once again tells me that people want to have this card. They want to make sure that they can play the game with this, and I think that's perfectly fine. All right, yeah, these are starting to move up. You had a decent line in the sand here with Top Card Shop here with 32 listings, so you won't see these crack over $6 for a little bit. And then, of course, the Hungry Burger himself. I still think that this card is so adorable. You know what's very interesting to me about this, though? So many people said, you know, this is going to crack underneath the $50 mark. You know, it's going to go underneath. It's going to be a $20 collector's rare. The craziest thing to me about this is everybody that said this will be $20 has been wrong so far. This has been in circulation for about a month and a half now, and yeah, we went underneath like 50. I mean, we're still holding it decently $45, obviously a lot closer to 50 post-tax here, but it's very interesting to me that, you know, the joke collector's rare that everybody was like, wow, you know, I can't believe this. It has held relatively strong too. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. There's a lot more hype in Novelist than I think people really want to give the deck credit for. And I think because of that, it's definitely one of those things that I think will continue to have a lot of excitement doing its thing. And then, of course, Tier Elements Renaheart. For those of you that have not paid attention to this, these are 22, 25, and 17. You've got plenty of light plates on the market here for sub $20 that this is hilarious to me. Nice rare. But if you are one of the people that's been not paying much attention to these alties, you have a fantastic chance to pick up, you know, some good alties here and just be able to enjoy and play the game. So I think that this was really cool. And then, of course, World Sea Dragons Atlantis. For those of you that haven't been paying much attention to this guy, I see a lot of these. I love these terrible listings that people just dump on here. You're looking at $7 for the most part here. And Gamer's Choice has the line down here at 140 listings. I don't think you're going to see, once again, a crazy uptick with this, but this is, once again, one of those cards keep an eye on. I do think we'll probably see some sort of reprint for this in the future. This is hilarious. You all remember Gishki Abyss, right? This thing has market price at $18. These are selling for dollars now. How the mighty have fallen in terms of value. The Gishki stuff was so crazy, but, you know, after they cleaned up everything, we saw a terrible retrace down for this, and it was just such a crazy turnaround on the Gishki stuff. It's wild to me. Also, shout out here to the Silent Magician. You know, these were $45. These have long since kind of dipped back down to $40, $38, and $37. You see more and more people retracing these back down. I see that we've got plenty of $33 copies. You can get a Italian copy here for $28, which is actually pretty cool for collectability, I guess. But yeah, this card has maintained a pretty strong price hold here. And then Dual Terminal Preview Neos. I don't know if you pay attention to the market, but one of these sold for $1,000, and there's just none on the market right now. So Dual Terminal Preview stuff is wild in terms of value. So what do you think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.